back to my channel, The Sun, where we're always working towards something greater. Today we're doing a video for a review of a book that I use for my tarot readings when I want a little bit more insight than just of the things that I know that they might mean from memorizing them, or from things just that come from the little packets of the, books that you get and everything of tarot cards. But when I want a little bit more insight, I go to this book here, which is called In Focus Tarot, Your Personal Guide. So it is by Stephen Bright. And the reason why I chose this book in particular is because I don't remember where I saw it. I think I was at Hot Topic or something maybe when I saw this. I think that they did sell it at one time. I don't think that you can find it on their site anymore to actually be sold. I think that you can find it places maybe like eBay or online or Amazon, things like that. I don't remember exactly how much it was. I feel like it was probably about the $20 price point, but I'm not entirely sure. I'll maybe see if I can find a link to the book in case you are interested. But to start off the video, the reason why I chose this book in particular was because I had gone to places like Barnes & Noble looking for a tarot book to give me a bit more of an in-depth description. Well, I wasn't happy with some of the wordings of those books. Like, to me, it just didn't really speak to me. I didn't really connect with what the meanings were trying to say in those books. And I'm like, I don't feel this. This doesn't feel quite right to me. I don't like how it's worded things in here. So this is why I actually got this book, was because I think I remember being at a Hot Topic and I saw this and I was like, well, I didn't like the ones at Barnes & Noble, so I wonder what this one's like. And I picked it up and I didn't read very much of it. I just kind of picked a random page and read it, and I was like, yeah, I kind of like this one. It's more of the actual thing that I resonate with. I didn't get it that day, but I was sad when I went back because they didn't have it anymore. They told me somebody had just bought the last one. And so I went on the search for this one. All I remembered was I was at Hot Topic, and I think I went on their website to find it, and it was just like a grayed out thing or something that I found maybe searching through just Google, writing like Hot Topic tarot book or something like that. And so I came across it. I eventually found it, and this was the one that I found. But yeah, I don't think that they carry it anymore, so that's a bit unfortunate. So I guess I'll kind of show you a little bit about what the book is like. So I'm sorry for my chipped nail polish fingers and everything, but let's take a look at the actual book. So the book starts out with being like the cards, like the lovers and everything like that, the major arcana cards, and then it moves into the smaller suit cards. So as you can see, each page is about this long, about each card. So it gives a description about quite a bit. It kind of just like gives a general thing for the lovers card. It gives the lovers as a situation. It gives the lovers as a person, the lovers and you, keywords, and reversed meanings. So this I really liked because, as you can see, it has a lot of details and a lot of different ways that you can help interpret it to your situation. So if you get a card that you are like, well, this just doesn't really quite make sense to me, I don't really understand, or I would like a bit more insight, then that's where a book like this can help you out. I mean, that's just kind of what it's like, and it does that on really every page. It shows the picture and everything of the Rider-Waite kind of style thing. Some things in the front and what they kind of represent for pages, queens, kings, reversals. I mean, there's a lot of things. The meaning of suits, reading court cards. It just honestly gives a lot of information in here. And I really liked how it worded things. It's a bit more about getting started, the contents, major arcana, minor arcana, becoming adept and spreads. And it's got this nice artwork and stuff on some black paper. That's pretty nice. Gives you details about what is tarot, what tarot is not. Is tarot dangerous? Who can use tarot? How can you get the most out of this book? The introduction, the card is a situation, the card is a person, the card and you and keywords. And it just gives you a lot of, details about even the Rider Waite. Tells you how to get familiar with your tarot, making your tarot your own. How is a tarot deck structured? Gives like the element signs here. And then after all of that, it goes ahead and goes into the major arcana, like I mentioned. And it, goes ahead and moves into cups and the different suits and everything. And then in the back of the book, it has some more stuff. So learning to read the tarot. How long will it take me to learn to read? How often should I use the tarot? When should I start reading with spreads? How do I begin a reading? How can I read for others? Should I use more than one deck? And then it goes into spreads. So, one card just before bed. I mean, I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail about every single last thing that's in here, but I mean, it's pretty interesting. It's really good for beginners. There's a lot of information in here about how to get started and everything. So, I think it's good for a beginner or someone who's more tenured. I like how it words things, as I mentioned. Maybe I can read a little bit about what it says the card is. So, keywords for temperance is moderation, balance, the perfect blend, patience, and common ground. So, reading that off would be, in temperance we find moderation. This card describes the act of combining different elements of life harmoniously. That is often easier said than done, since true balance can be difficult to achieve, let alone maintain. How can we understand what temperance means in daily life? In many depictions of temperance, you will find someone mixing the contents of two vessels together. The mixture is no longer one or the other, but a combination of the two, a bit like running a bath. We don't fill it with just hot or cold water, but we endeavor to find the perfect blend of the two. In a reading, this card might be asking us to reflect on how balanced our life is. Does everything work together harmoniously, or are certain areas becoming overpowering and consuming of our attention? So as you can tell, I really, that meaning to me makes sense. I can comprehend it. It's not a whole lot of jibber jabber that just doesn't really make sense to me or anything. Like, it does make perfect sense of what that card means. It's about finding a balance. Pretty much what that card is talking about. I think that gives enough of an overview of it to show you kind of like what the book is all about and how it reads. The last thing that this book has that I think is a little neat, I have never actually hung it up, but I will show a little bit of B-roll of this. But they provide you with a poster if you wanted to hang it on your wall. That was my review of this book, Tarot, Your Personal Guide by Stephen Bright. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful. And I hope that you guys have a great rest of the day.